Alright, welcome again to another episode of Cooking Outside the Harvest Box. So yesterday we did a little meal prep and made a mushroom bone broth. Jokingly, we used celery ribs, onion skins. We're going to do a little pre-prep for today's Cooking Outside the Harvest Box video. So one of the items we had in the box this week was these dried mushrooms. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little mushroom stock, and then tomorrow we are going to make a mushroom soup.
Not because I want to promote drinking, but I do have a free growler of beer for anyone who is interested. Stay tuned till the end of the episode. You can find out how you'll be entered in a draw to win this last best growler.
Which I'm just going to throw into my stock pot. I have some extra mushroom stems from the mushrooms I'll be using. I'll just say we got some onions. We got about 2 onions in there, complete with all the onion skins. We can call this a play on bone broth with vegetables. And then we have some garlic. Let's give it a quick smash. And this is also from previous shares. And then I've got some celery, which is store-bought, unfortunately not in the share. So celery's in. I have some peppercorns, whole peppercorns. Throw those in. Some bay leaves. And then fresh herbs. So I'm using flat leaf parsley as well as some fresh thyme. So once all that's in, I'm just going to add a couple liters of water, maybe a couple more. And I'm just going to turn that on high. I'm going to bring this stock up to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down to a simmer. I'm going to probably simmer for, I don't know, a few hours. And then tomorrow we'll make the mushroom soup. So, we'll get this the pot nice and hot. While we're waiting, I have a mix of mushrooms. So there's some portobellas in there, shiitake, button, and as well as some oyster mushrooms. From time to time, we will see some mushrooms in the share. This week there was just the dried ones, so I had to pick these up from the grocery store. Lots of garlic, of course. Just some diced onion, some fresh herbs, which is just a mixture of flat leaf parsley, which I've chiffonaded, and some chopped up fresh thyme. Yeah, so that'll be kind of the basis of the soup, and then we're going to make some cashew cream to make the creaminess component of this.
And what's going on in that tray?
The tray, we have some shiitake mushrooms, which we're going to make some shiitake mushroom bacon with as well.
To go along with the bone broth.
Yes. We use it as a garnish. Alright, so just put about a teaspoon of coconut oil in the pan, in the pot. We will be using some butter as well too, because, well, it just wouldn't be this cooking show without a bunch of butter. Alright, so while we're waiting for that to get hot, I'm going to come over here. I just have a little bit of melted coconut oil. I'm going to drizzle on mushrooms.
So where's the inspiration for this dish?
The inspiration for this dish, well, I would say it would be for a nice cold day in Calgary for mushroom soup, but winter has not shown up yet here in Calgary.
Yeah.
So I guess my inspiration is just I saw the dried mushrooms, and I was kind of thinking of what I would like to do with that. And my first reaction was, make a nice hearty mushroom soup. And with this shiitake mushroom bacon, I was just kind of like doing my research, and I came across using my research last night, and it was like, seems a really good idea as well. So that was just a mixture of salt and some paprika. I'm just going to toss it all together, spread it all back out. So the oven's set at 375, and we'll probably go for about 15 minutes. So what else want to help with soup? Just a small pinch of salt. So with this mushroom soup today, I have cut these into bigger chunks. For me personally, for mushroom soup, I like to keep the mushrooms whole. Some people like to blitz their mushroom soup up. Personally, it's not good for me. So once the onions have started to cook a little bit, we'll add the garlic. So the onions got some color on them. Just going to add all the mushrooms in there now. Don't worry if it looks like a lot because they will cook down. Just going to give a good pinch of salt this time. Help bring some of the moisture out of those mushrooms. Some pepper. Now I'm going to add the butter. What that butter is going to do is it's going to help with caramelization of the mushrooms. So it's going to get it stirred around, and it's going to let this sit.
Were you always a mushroom fan?
Yes, I've always liked mushrooms.
Even as a kid?
Yeah. Nice thick cashew cream there.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a lot there. How much cashew did you use for that?
That was about a cup and a half.
Okay.
So that should hopefully help thicken the soup a bit because we're not using a roux to make this today. So
right.
Sometimes people use a roux to help thicken like a cream-based mushroom soup. Also, the benefits of blitzing all the mushrooms will help thicken it as well too, but I don't like doing that. So some of the mushrooms starting to get some color on them. It's cooked down considerably. Add the herbs. Alright, so we are eating these mushrooms in the soup today, which are, a form of a fungus, and then, which could have some, it obviously has lots of health benefits, but, eating a fungus might be not so good for some others. But we are eating with a bunch of onions and garlic, which also are antifungal. So is it some kind of offsetting balance there in this soup of eating fungus and antifungal foods?
It neutralizes.
Okay, so we got the good colorization. You can see on the bottom of the pan there, it's getting a little bit dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of this stock in, just to deglaze the pan. So all I'm doing here is I'm just scraping the bottom, getting all the brown bits or the caramelization off the bottom of the pot. It's going to provide a lot of color and flavor for the soup. Okay, so now that I got that deglazed, going to add the rest of, so we'll bring that up to a boil. We'll turn it down to a simmer, and then we'll throw the cashew cream in. So the soup has come up to a boil, so I'm just going to turn it down to a simmer. Also, the timer has gone off for the mushroom bacon, which it's looking pretty good, but could probably go a little bit longer. Some pieces are looking nice and crispy. Maybe we'll just leave that for, I don't know, maybe 5-10 more minutes. I'm just going to give this a little taste. It's on the right track. Let's try and add this cashew cream. I might try to whisk it actually a little bit. A little more salt.
So what do you think was the difference between, is it the cashew cream that you added, or?
It is a cashew cream, yeah. So I mean, it's obviously going to add some richness to it. Part of the cashew cream, it has a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there as well too. So, that added acid is going to help bring out some more of the flavors. So we'll just let that simmer away for the next. I mean, with soup, really, you can let it simmer for a while, right? There is a little bit of stuff on top, but I think that's just because of the blitzing of the cashews. I probably didn't get it smooth enough. Alright, timer's gone off for the mushroom bacon. That's looking great.
So what are we looking for? Crispy?
Yeah, just looking for crispy. You can see that they're all kind of, dried up, shriveled up. There's still some pieces, like, that'll be nice. There'll be some good texture left in that one there. I'll just let that cool before I throw it and taste it. So I don't burn my mouth. I want to be able to taste the soup. Yeah, so the soup's kind of been simmering away. It's looking nice and creamy. We'll give it one final taste before we serve it up. It's good. Yeah. Pea shoots left over from the previous share. Mushroom and cashew soup that we made with mushroom bone broth from the dried mushrooms from this week's share. Topped it off with some shiitake mushroom bacon. So thanks.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Adam and I couldn't be happier to see people responding to this and getting something out of it. We've also got this week one free growler of beer from Last Best Brewery. That is the restaurant that Adam works at. It's also a brewery. It's an incredible place to go. If you want to win this growler of beer, please tag us on Facebook or Instagram and let us know what vegetables challenge you. You know, what veggies, beets, microgreens, mushrooms, kale, what's got you scratching your head in the kitchen. And you'll be entered in a draw. And then next week at the end of the video, you gotta watch, you gotta stay tuned, and you will find out who's winning this lucky growler of beer. And like I said, a growler is, I don't know if I did say this, but a growler is basically 6 cans in a giant glass bottle. It's beautiful. You don't get that can flavor. So if you want it, what stumps you in the kitchen? Let us know. Adios. Let us know. Adios. Let us know. Let us know. Adios.